Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Doomsday video. So I am trying a take on a list that some folks had some really good results with, and have kind of sparked a ProfaneTutor trend. So a lot of people are trying out ProfaneTutor, and I am also trying it out, and I'm just gonna look up to cite the person. So this is Discord user Fusbri, Fusbri, and I think, I can't remember their username on Magic Online, and I'm not sure if it's one or two people, but anyways, they top 8 at the Showcase Challenge a couple of, like a month or so ago, and ProfaneTutor is certainly an interesting card. It's basically Demonic Tutor, spend 2. So putting this card in your deck, you're already sort of settling in to play, on average, some longer games. And this sits in what it has for a while been the personal tutor slot. The personal tutor being a bit faster, but card disadvantage. So yeah, trying that. And what really drew my attention was also the fact that they said they had a really good sort of Delver matchup, and that they had sort of built this list to try and have as good of a Delver matchup as possible. And they're basically playing like a playset of Gurmag Anglers and Darkblast as a way to Darkblast. First of all, Darkblast answers like most of the threats, so it'll answer a Ragavan always, and it will a lot of the time answer a Dragon's Rage Channeler, and Delver of Secrets is not seeing that much play, but it can answer or it answers Unflipped Delver. But what it also does, it's like it recurs itself, and it neatly, when you dredge, it fills the graveyard to be able to cast Gurmag Angler. Then they also advocated Sudden Edict as a way to answer Murktide Regent. Now, in my experience, when you try to go and play a quote-unquote man plan versus Delver, like a transformational sideboard where you sort of morph out of being Doomsday and into being like a creature deck, it's kind of Murktide that will often end up being what you cannot answer. So you have 4 Baleful Strix. Now, by the way, this is not the list that made the top 8 of the Showcase didn't play Baleful Strix. This is I decided to try and change things up a little bit. And Baleful Strix is good, but they have like some number of bolts and up to 4 blasts, like Red Elemental Blast, Power Blast post board. So to rely on solely on Baleful Strix and maybe 1 or 2 removal spells versus Murktide is a bit. I would worry myself. So what I decided to try and do is add Leyline of the Void and bring it in versus Delver. This is something that Romario Vidal, of Doomsday player extraordinaire, once told me he did. This was way back when in the Dreadhorde Arcanist days. I never really got to try it out proper, and it is obviously you're adding a lot of variance to the games by playing a card like Leyline, but I don't think Blue-Red Delver has a way to remove this once it's on the battlefield, and it basically means that their Murktides and their Murktides are more or less just uncastable, and their Dragon's Rage Channelers are 1/1s that have Surveil whenever you cast a spell, so still okay, but only a 1/1. And I don't know, it theoretically it makes kind of sense to me, but we'll see. And this also just happens to be good versus Black-Red Reanimator, which I tend to face quite often in League play. So anyways, oh yeah, actually, one more thing. I decided that I wanted to add Pack Rat. That was not in the original list. I have wanted to test Pack Rat like for a long time. And in the test matches I've done so far, it's been quite good. I started out being 3 Pack Rat 3 Pack Rat and 3 Gurmag Angler. I swapped it to 2 Pack Rat, 4 Gurmag because I think like unfortunately like Pack Rat would have been really good versus Bant Control, I think, except for the fact that Dress Down just kills every Pack Rat. So I think 2 is probably correct, and we'll see. I kind of like almost like a Monastery Mentor. It's kind of decent to bring in like just 1 or 2 in quite a slew of different matchups because like I had a matchup against like Dead Guy Ale where they had I think Torpor Orb and then I had like 1 Pack Rat and I was able to ProfaneTutor for it and that just sort of ran away with the game. And they also had like I think like one of those like Curse of Silence or the other Deafening Silence. So yeah, I think this deck is probably worse against like Bant Control. It's probably also worse against. It's probably worse against most things except for Delver. So but we're trying it out and we'll see how we do. And yeah, let's jump into the league. All right, round number 1. I think this hand is a keep. And I think I'm going to go swamp, like fetch swamp Thoughtseize here. Even though like having swamp post Doomsday is pretty suboptimal. Okay, opponent mulligans to 5, interesting. This might mean that they're on like a fast combo deck, but who knows. Come on, opponent. What will it be? Warlock of the Coast. All right. They found 5 they liked. Okay. Oh, it's Infect. Interesting. Okay. I don't think Infect plays Wastelands, and if they do, I would be surprised if it was more than 1. So let's try this. Okay, so take the pump spell or the cantrip. I think I'm going to take the cantrip. I wonder if they pump here. They found Berserk. It's pretty obscene. Yep. Okay. So we take 9 Infect. So I think we can win here, right? So Dark Doomsday, we Wraith into Edge, into Wraith, into Petal. So if we hadn't drawn the Street Wraith, we would have had to play out the Strix to block, but fortunately that wasn't necessary. Is there anything we want to hide here? Maybe the Profane Tutors, although I'm not sure what that really matters. So yeah, we Wraith into Edge into Petal and play Cavern of Souls Petal, and we have the Thassa Oracle. Infect is not, traditionally a pleasant matchup. Just because they're also really fast and they have a lot of interaction, and we usually don't have a lot of ways to control the board. So I wonder if I'm supposed to like go transformational here. The Darkblasts seem pretty good. The Edicts maybe less so, but sometimes they get like one of those I have one creature kind of things. And I'm not sure about Angler. I almost feel like going completely transformational. So let's see if we board out Doomsday and Dark Ritual and Lineside Diamond and Pact of Negation and Thassa. So maybe we actually just want to keep a little bit of the combo. Like this. Cut Edge of Autumn. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna try this. This might, you know, end up being kind of comical, but we'll see. I do kind of really like the idea of dark blasting my way, just machine gunning down infect creatures, but we'll see. We'll see how good it is. Dark Blast being an instant is very, very sweet. Haha. There's the Doomsday. Casual turn 2 Doomsday. I think we're gonna keep this even though it's kind of here, there, and everywhere. Not an elf. Not an elf. Ugh, it's an elf. I think I'm gonna ponder here. I think I'm going to shuffle these. Play Petal to not get blown out by their Daze if I need to Daze something here. Pendelhaven. Okay. Interesting, doesn't this... Interesting that they tap like that. Maybe they're keeping open Flusterstorm. We take 2 Infect. Okay, so a lot of options here. So we can play... We're going to play the Delta, I think, and we can play Strix or Pack Rat. Probably... Strix is preferable. We could have also have played the Cavern instead and like made it uncounterable. But I don't think I'm gonna be too upset if they were to counter this. Unless, of course, it means we lose. But they need Berserk to trample over the Strix. Picking up another land is not the best, but it being a fetch land is also not the worst because it means we're kind of close to getting Angler on. Ooh, white mana. What do they have? That's white, probably Teferi. Could be they have some white removal then, but you'd kind of think they wouldn't board in removal based upon what they saw on turn 1. In game 1, I mean. Do not shuffle. Okay, so hopefully we're not dead, but we obviously have to get in front of this. Okay, so I assume that means they have another threat here. Yeah, another elf. Okay, so I want to ponder here, and I really want to find Darkblast. I don't. So let's shuffle. And Let's yeah. Let's actually name fish. Right? So this is good because it means they either it we trade uh some life some power and toughness off of this Gurmag Angler for their elf, or they have to like pump in a lot of like at least another pump spell. Okay, so okay. So let's play a pack rat, hey? If they want to force this, I'm kind of sad. I don't think this is what they had in mind. Okay, so they conceded to the pack rat and Gurmag Angler. That's cool. All right, let's go for round number 2. All right, on the play for round number 2. Yeah, well, let's keep this. Basic Swamp, meh. Cavern of Souls, nah. But, you know, Doomsday, Brainstorm, Force of Will. Let's see what we're up against. I think the play here is just Flooded Strand go. Island go. So I think I pass here, and depending on what I see from them, I'm going to Brainstorm on the end of their turn. And hopefully be able to exchange this Cavern of Souls for, like, yeah, I don't know. On the other hand, we kind of have what we want here, right? Okay, Volcanic. So, are we up against, like, Sneak and Show, perhaps? Like, them having no threat on turns 1 or 2 makes me think it's not Blue-Red Delver, but I could be wrong. Um, so let's go like this. So question is if we want that. I don't think we actually want that Edge of Autumn, because without more mana, we're not like digging into the pile on the same turn anyways. So I'd rather have a chance to get a Petal or a Dark Ritual. Okay, we don't, but I still think it's correct to jam here. Really, we're very vulnerable to Daze, which is obviously annoying, but okay, so this just happens. Okay, Thassa, Cavern. So I'm gonna be fine with a pile that just lets me it lets me draw I guess a Pact of Negation. So if we're correct in our assumption that it's Sneak and Show and not Delver, we don't have to worry about Wasteland. But if they have Wasteland, then this pile kind of sets us back a bit. But then we can go like Baleful Strix, and we still have Cavern and Petal to eventually get to where we want to go. If it is like Sneak and Show or something else, we get to draw a Pact of Negation and then have like Ideas Unbound with Double Force and Pact backup, drawing into, yeah, I think I like this pile. So let's put Petal on the bottom, then Cavern, then Thassa, and go like this, and hope we don't like lose the game next turn. We also could face like a dashed Ragavan. If we do, then they dash it and get packed. Okay, no, never mind. It was Sneak and Show, as expected. Okay. So this looks like our hero is going to get to win, but we'll see. All right. So we don't really have a whole lot going on for Sneak and Show. And I'm not sure I completely can see the sense of boarding in like creatures versus them. Like having Pack Rat, it's just not that fast of a clock, and it requires us to like be dumping our hand into the graveyard. So yeah, I think actually we just kind of, yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to bring in a Sudden Edict just for the off chance that they have like Emrakul as their one plan, or like show and tell Emrakul or whatever. And Baleful Strix is just pretty poor. Let's try this. It's not it's not amazing, but it's yeah, it's kind of where we're at. That's kind of what we signed up for when we put Pack Rat in our sideboard. I'm gonna keep this. It's not amazing, but we have some cantrips and a way to hopefully dig for interaction. Petal. Okay. Yikes. Okay, I think I'm just gonna pass here. Is it jam time? It's brainstorm time. Interesting that they played out their second land. They might be like really close. Okay. If they don't, they get to shuffle here if they want to, and they do. Okay, let's pass, or rather, let's take our turn. No more lands, please. Doomsday. That's not too shabby. So I want to convert some of these, well, at least one of these lands, into something better. Phew. I'm gonna ponder here. I really want Force of Will or something to that effect. So I think this is also okay to take the Daze and then draw Thoughtseize. And then we can hopefully survive this one turn, but it's not a given. All right, let's see what they're cooking with here. Surgical extraction. Okay. Daze. All right, so let's take the sneak attack. And yeah, no. Let's ponder. So ideally, we find like just another mana source, and then we jam Doomsday next turn. You know, through Daze, and then we can put a Force of Will on top to be able to Street Wraith into, and it should be smooth sailing from there. If they want a Daze here, I am obviously going to pay. Okay, beautiful. We get all that we want. So I'm gonna draw the Force just to have it in case something crazy happens. Like if they draw Brainstorm, they could potentially. Actually, if they draw Brainstorm, I'm gonna Force of Will it. Ha! Okay. Easy Force. So they have that surgical, which they are going to be using on something I think probably post Doomsday. If they want to like surgical our Lotus Petal, for instance, that's fine. We just have to make sure it doesn't like we don't make a pile that is sort of soft to it. Okay, so Force of Will, Street Wraith, Edge of Autumn, Thassa, Cavern, I guess. Maybe it's just better instead of Cavern to put like Consider, because I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna surgical. We're gonna like just to shuffle our deck. We're gonna cycle Street Wraith in response to get Force of Will, so we have that as our insurance policy, and then like whatever we draw next turn, unless it's actual Thassa, then we'll be able to win. So yeah, let's go like this. Let's put Thassa on the bottom. Yeah, let's go like this. Okay, so there we go. So let's draw the Force, and they can surgical. So what's the worst card they could have drawn? Uh, because I don't think they couldn't have drawn anything that will like end the game this turn, because we have force and all they have is Daze and Island and whatever they drew. So show and tell. Okay, put an Island, I guess. So I'm not gonna put in anything. Yep. So they drew the show and tell. I don't know if they were sort of hoping to get me to cast Force of Will here. Okay, sweet. So we get to win. No, I would not like to put Thassa's Oracle into my graveyard. All right, cool. So that was a quick match. I think we got a bit lucky. Our opponent didn't draw that well. I think like when I lose to Sneak and Show, which I think it's pretty close matchup, depending on the build of Doomsday. But I think like sometimes they just when they're able to just keep jamming, if they have like a creature in hand and then over the course of 4 or 5 turns are able to put 3 business spells on the stack, then you know your counter spells can't really keep up even if you have 8 forces. So yeah, but anyways, back with round number 3. All right, round number 3 on the draw. Gonna keep this. It's a little bit on the slow side. Whoa, opponent mulliganing to 4. Yikes. Okay, gemstone mine. Okay, so it's probably dredge. Yep, it's dredge. So, So I don't think I want these cards. Okay, so they hit a Narc Amoeba. And Ashen Rider. They have more dredgers in the yard. So if they have another draw spell or effect, they can continue to dredge. Therapy. So it sucks that we have 2 brainstorms and we're definitely going to be losing them. Yep. We would have lost them anyways, but now they get to take something else if they want. Oh, terrible, right? Okay, looks like they chose not to. Oh, I'm so deflated right now. Actually, I need to look something up. I need to look up Bridge from Below. Because right now I'm thinking if I cycle the Street Wraith, putting Street Wraith from my hand into the graveyard, if that exiles Bridge from Below, but I think it might say like Bridge from Below, it might say that if a creature leaves the opponent's battlefield. Let's have a look here. Yeah, when a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield. Okay, let's cycle Street Wraith. Oh, that is aggravating. Wait, did I know that? Didn't I shuffle the Ponder? Choose this to show. I just thought I saw Deep Analysis before. There was again. If I had just cast Consider, I could have been Deep Analysis and it would have been a draw. Okay, so Faithless Looting. I think I will need to counter this, to be honest. So they still have the Therapy. They can deduct what's in my hand. They could just flashback Yeah. I was gonna say if they attack, we're gonna trade. They don't get to therapy. And they don't get any bridge triggers. Yep. So they're gonna take consider, and I'll be stuck with 2 lands. So obviously not a great spot. Hmm. I don't think there's any way I can put Thassa's Oracle into play and then remove it from play later on and then cast Doomsday. So if we're putting Thassa's Oracle into play now, it's going to be with the intention of either racing them or trading. Um, how many dredgers? They have so many dredgers, right? One that doesn't dredge. 2, 3, 4. So at least, like, they will have at least like 15 or 20 cards going just from their draw steps. So I think it's probably better to not play Thassa's Oracle because I don't think we can race them. And I don't think like getting the Scry versus whatever. Okay, now there's an Icarid. That's a problem. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I am going to play Thassa now in case they attack with Icarid. No, I don't want any of these cards. All right. We will have to hope that the post sideboard games that the ley lines will be enough to get us there. Okay, so I think what they need to do here is not attack, but just like with Icarid, I mean, and just let it die at end of turn or sack it to Cabal Therapy. Okay. Oh, I didn't even see they had Hogak. All right, Hogak's there. And okay, so they're gonna exile Thassa's Oracle with Ashen Rider. Yeah, I guess I'm not too used to playing against Dredge in a post whatever Modern Horizons world. Of course they are gonna have Hogak. All right, so let's get the 4 Leyline of the Void. That's kind of obvious. I don't think we want anything else from the sideboard, and I think maybe like we make it 4 for 4 with the Strix. Our blue count should be okay. It's like 4, 5, 8, 9, not counting Thassa. 13, 15, 19, 20. So it's not amazing, but it's okay. All right, let's choose to be on the play. Oh, nope. I want a Leyline. And there is a Leyline, so let's keep this. And probably like that. They mulligan to 6. They keep 6. It could be that they just have Force of Vigor or whatever, and it's all good. But for them, yeah. Let's try and have a look here. Okay. Ooh, Cephalic Coliseum. Kind of combo kills us, but they need a graveyard. So let's put Faithless Looting into exile and pass. Okay. So that was your draw step. Dark Ritual? Ah, sucks. So let's cycle Street Wraith. Okay, well. So the issue with drawing Thassa Oracle here is sort of it could potentially be a problem if we get to cast Doomsday. Okay. Because we would have to pass most likely, and if they then have like a discard spell. Okay. So they want to cast their 1/2. That's fine. I'm not going to fight over that. I am going to put Doomsday onto the stack though. And I'm going to make it so Ideas Unbound. Whatever, Pact of Negation. Edge of Autumn. Cavern of Souls. No, Force doesn't do it. Alright, so we'll draw Ideas Unbound. And then draw everything here. I suppose a Daze is better. So we would have to snap force any discard spell. Lines that I'm in, sure. Petal, sure. So if their last card is a Mindbreak Trap, then we can always obviously do something about that, but that would be, I think, the only thing they could have. I don't think we're doing anything differently here, so. So they have removal. They're certainly bringing it in. So like Force of Vigor, or what do you call it? Like they're red, so it could be like Wear Tear. All right, yeah, gonna keep this. It's it's Leyline and Force of Will, basically. They mulling into 6. So if they have like removal for the Leyline and discard spell, then that's a problem. Yeah, sure. LED less scary when the graveyard is sort of perma-nuked. Okay, drawing the 5th land there is not ideal, but yeah, we'll see. Cabal Therapy. Sure. Assuming they're naming Force of Will here. Doomsday, okay. Oh, come on. More lands, really? Yep. Not fighting over the 1/1 flyer. This is ridiculous. Sometimes. Well, I shouldn't complain. We got our sideboard, hoser and pitch counter. So I mean, but we really. So I mean, do we daze this? I don't think we did. I don't think we daze this. I know, like, eventually we'll be taking like a lot of damage. But if they have like Force of Vigor or something, but if they had, they would have probably named Force of Will with that therapy. So maybe I should have dazed. Okay, this is really frustrating. Okay, yeah. Sometimes this happens. We need to really start hitting some cantrips, or I guess just Doomsday would also do it. I think I should have played out the Petal just to be able to hardcast the Force of Will, to be honest. Okay, Ponder. Here we go. Brainstorm, I will take. Mm. Let's go for another Brainstorm. There we go. There's Doomsday. So let's go like this. We'll play the Petal and we'll pass. The next turn we should be able to do everything we want. Okay, so let's see here. We dropped to 10 with the fetch, dropped to 8 with the Thoughtseize, dropped to 4, and that should still be fine. How much mana we have? We have 5, 6. We use. Yeah, no, this should all be fine. Okay, so they have nothing. So we can just, we don't even have to crack the fetch. So we make it Edge of Autumn, Ideas Unbound, Thassa's Oracle, Lines of Diamond, and Lotus Petal. Like that. And we make it Petal, Thassa, LED, Edge, and Ideas Unbound. Cast Brainstorm, put back Daze and Ideas Unbound. Cycle, maintain priority, sack LED. Sweet. All right. Got there. It's a lot of combo we're facing today. All right. Round 4 on the play. Yeah, let's keep this. It doesn't have the card Doomsday in it, but has some good magic cards and some lands to play them. So let's, they mold a 6. Okay. Let's go Strand go, I think. They also have Flooded Strand. Ooh, is this Delver? Yep, this is Delver. Okay. So I think we let this. Oh, a lot of things to consider here, right? Like, I kind of want to get basics out versus Delver, but we have an Underground Sea in hand, so I kind of want to fetch here in Brainstorm end of turn because next turn I'm going to be playing Baleful Strix. But maybe I'm not supposed to do that. No, let's do it and let's grab. Um, hmm. So if we get basic island here, it's basically because we hope to hit a fetch land that grabs basic swamp. And we only have 4 of those, so probably let's get Underground Sea. There's Doomsday. Hmm. Okay. So I kind of don't hate drawing lands here. So if they have Daze, then they don't have Daze for our Doomsday. And they get Ragavan hits Flooded Strand here. Hopefully they don't have like another hopefully they don't have Wasteland is what I wanted to say. No Wasteland. Okay. We could have not fetched here and like left the fetch land like to make a land in the pile kind of pile. Okay, they force pitching ponder. We force back. Okay. So we want the Thassa and we want the Cavern. And I think we want to put go like this. So we cast Baleful Strix now, and hopefully they don't have another Daze. So we draw Street Wraith. Then they attack with Ragavan maybe and exile Street Wraith. And we can Wraith and Edge into the cards we need. Cavern on the bottom because we might end up wanting to cast. So we might end up wanting to like go for the thing. Go for the Thassa without going through the cavern, depending on what happens here. So I mean, this will drop us to 5. I think I'll be taking 2 either way because if I block here, then that means I'll be drawing the Street Wraith, which I will then need to cast or cycle. So that's the 2 life. This way, we have the extra blue devotion in case that would for some reason end up mattering. So they haven't shown us Force of Will yet. So double bolt here, we obviously just die. Single bolt, then we die if we cycle Street Wraith. Okay, nice. Sweet. So they can't bolt us. Awesome. Okay. Wow, cool. We took game one. All right, so here we go. This is what we came to try and do. In with the 15 cards. Take out the Street Wraiths. Take out the LED. The Pact. Ideas Unbound. Edge of Autumn. So we end up having to keep in some weirdo cards here. So it's between like cutting a petal. We'd also say that maybe Ideas Unbound is better than a petal, because Ideas Unbound at least sort of digs into the deck and enables Gurmag Angler. Having Thassa as like a blocker, or in some ridiculous scenario where we end up dredging with Darkblast until we have no cards in the deck, we could win with Thassa, but that seems extremely loose. So it's better petal number 2 or Thassa. I think maybe it's, I don't know, it's close. Petal, I mean, we kind of, Petal is good at playing around Daze, or, can play around Daze. I don't know if I'd say it was good. Thassa sort of kills Ragavan. I think I want Thassa. Let's see here if we get punished by Leyline variants, or if we get rewarded. We cannot keep this. It has 1 land only and doesn't cast most of the spells in our hand. We'll keep this and bottom Thoughtseize, I think. Turn 1 Ragavan. That's rough. So we could, like, power out a Pack Rat here, but I don't think that's where we want to be at. Okay. So, like, we're giving away our hand here by showing them the Leyline, but it is, like, a blank for them and gets us a card deeper. So I guess I don't hate that. So let's... Do we want the deep analysis, though? The other option is to just shuffle, but I would really like for them to hit blanks here. Suppose deep analysis is not the worst. It might be that they don't at all even consider that we have, like, that the reason Leyline is in our deck is to nuke their Murktides. So that it might be that they just assume that we're there to what do you call it? To like be the 2-card Monty deck. Like if we have a different combo now with Helm of Obedience or something. I think I'm gonna edict the Ragavan on their turn. Just because why not? Well, no, I'm sorry. That's a terribly bad excuse or reasoning. But the only other... Oh, I did not see that one coming. Okay, that's fair. Yikes. Yeah, I was gonna say the only other thing it's there too is to kill and they hit Brainstorm. Oh, that's terrible. They just smoked us there. Oh, they didn't play it? Why didn't they cast Brainstorm? Wow, that seemed loose. Okay. So I think I'm gonna try and go like this, and then I'm gonna edict on their turn. Again, this time without, the risk of stifle screwing with us. They're just passing again. Interesting. Okay, well, so I think I'm gonna play my pack rat here. See if that can sort of jolt a reaction from them. So they brainstorm. Okay. So I think whatever they do to this pack rat, I'm just gonna have to let that happen. They have bolt, it gets bolted. Because I think I have to save this Force of Will. Oh, white mana, so it's not blue red Delver, it's the Jeskai. With stifles. That's interesting. Sure, Torpor Orb. Orb away, my friend. Orb away. Let's see if they have more stifle. They do. That's annoying. That's okay though. I don't mind. So we're gonna discard here. I was gonna say, like, if we get another blue card, you'll witness the true combo in this deck now, which is Deep Analysis and Pack Rat. But for now, I kind of want to keep this. Sure. Do I even trade here? I mean, I probably don't. I probably... Oh, maybe I should have, because now I'm a land down. Mana down. Ugh. Ugh! Terrible. Terrible life choices here. Okay. Let's let them get this. What do you take here if you're them? Okay. Deep Analysis. I suppose that's the thing. So now they have Murktide, would be my guess. And that is a problem. Yep. So we need to hit something here. Yeah, that's not it. So I think we flash this back, do we? It doesn't shorten the clock, and okay. Wouldn't hate finding that split second thingy. That's not it. Or Baleful Strix. Leyline of the Void. Okay, so sure. And we will trade here. Yep, that's not anything that can protect us from the Murktide. Oh, that was too bad. I don't think we swap back here. I still think that this plan is somewhat decent, even though the cat's out of the bag. They will have to decide whether or not to keep in stuff like Torpor Orb, which is obviously kind of a blank. Yeah, I think I keep this. Oh, it's so loose though. No, I'm gonna mulligan. And gonna keep. And we bottom one of the Leylines. Put Leyline into play. Hope to not get max punished by this one lander that can get wastelanded. No wasteland. That's something at least. I'm gonna force. I don't think I can. Well, I mean, if I draw land here, it's kind of good for the Strix. But yeah, I would have liked to not have that happen. The Ragavan to resolve. Pithing Needle, sure. What do you name one of my fetch lands? Yep, that makes sense. Got lucky. Don't have Stifle. Phew. Okay. Did you have Bolt here? Or Plow? Why not counter it? That's so weird. Oh, sweet. That was good. That was very good. So, have to not get completely wrecked here by whatever they mill over or turn over. Daze, yeah, it's fine. So I mean, if they have Force of Negation, they can cast it on their turn too. Force of Negation would be like really annoying here, but I think I will cast this. Okay, cool. Let's cast another Baleful Strix. Okay. All right, so they pass. I think I'm gonna just draw here. And be sure not to exile the Darkblast. All right, let's see where this takes us. Okay, Plow. Yikes, that's a good card. I think we were looking for Pack Rat or Gurmag Angler. I think this Retrofitter Foundry is gonna scoop up the win here for our opponent, unless we get lucky. Create a. So that's what they did. Then they can go like that. Yeah, sure. Thassa's Oracle, huh? I am gonna play that. Get a pseudo scry thingy. And they stifle it. All right. That's fair. So they get a flying Thopter, and they can make a 4/4 next turn. Why don't we Daze that while the Dazen's good? We're not gonna dredge. ProfaneTutor is not the worst. Yep. Okay. They don't shuffle Urza Saga, right. That was not so good. Yeah, this unfortunately this match has sort of run away from me. So now they get to beat us for 4 and start making like constructs, which are going to be huge. So we're going to cast this, and if we get to resolve it, I'm not even sure what's going to be good enough here. So it's kind of tempting to take Pack Rat, but I think it's going to be too slow. So I'm going to take an Angler. And I'm not going to dredge, not yet. So we draw a swamp. So I'm going to Thoughtseize them, which is playing it a bit loose with our life total here, but if they have Plow, it's sort of like you have to get that out of their hand. Okay. Not sure. Okay, so I am going to pay, even though they probably have nothing and are just like making us pay mana to see that they have a land in their hand. Ooh. I'm not following these play patterns, I have to say. So their hand now is a land. And we will likely have left it too late. So they get to make their construct into a 6/6 if they have more 1-drop things to fetch here. I'm not sure they will have. Oh, they have. Okay, at least I was for a second I was scared. I thought it was the Soul Guide Lantern. Oh no, never mind. They weren't able to do that thing. Okay, but they wait, did I exile my Darkblast? Oh no, I guess that happens when this comes into play. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, that was a bit of a train wreck on my part. Too bad, but yeah, I can't help but feel like I could probably have played somewhat tighter here and maybe could have, availed myself a bit better, but yeah. All right, on the draw for the last round. Let's go ahead and keep this. I think this is a keepable hand. This is elves. Holy moly. Not sure I'll be getting 3 turns. So let's ponder here. Nope. Okay. So a Petal or a Dark Ritual and we win. If not, we probably lose on our next draw step. Glimpse, yep, you got it. Yep. So Glimpse just cycled. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pass here. Hope that they're not able to kill me next turn, and then also that I am left with a high enough life total that I can actually go off and win. Because I will fetch down, take 1 damage, take 2 from Street Wraith, and take 3 from Deep Analysis. That's sort of the thing. Trio. What's this? X equals 1, sure. I've not seen triomes out of elves. So unless they are playing like Endurance in the main or some other way to interact with us, I think we should win now. So let's go ahead and try that. Well, what do you know? I would have gotten ProfaneTutor off. Okay, so we Street Wraith into Lotus Petal, cast Consider, binning Deep Analysis, drawing LED, casting Deep Analysis, which draws as Petal and Thassa, and we have a blue mana floating. And there we go. Okay, this will drop us to 3. Yes, I would like to put Deep Analysis into the graveyard. So I had my Deep Analysis misdirected a little while back. That was interesting. All right, sweet. So I would love to bring in Darkblast versus them, I have to say. And so I'm going to do that. I don't think I'll bring in anything else. Maybe a single pack rat, just because I have bad cards to take out. I'll go like this. Maybe Thoughtseize is better than Strix. Yeah, let's try this. Man, playing Darkblast kind of reminds me of the Luras era where we were playing that, what was it called? So 1 mana black artifact that gave enchanted creature, it was an aura, and it gave enchanted creature -2/-2. And you would just like keep sort of digging that back. Yep, okay, so, and we got the one of Pack Rat, which is kind of awkward. So let's ponder. There's Darkblast. Yeah, beauty. I'm gonna draw it. I don't think like if they have Duress or Thoughtseize or something, then we can just dredge it back. Glimpse, huh? Yeah, that's fine. That's just gonna cycle because they already played their land drop. Sure. They can't. This requires 2 tapped elves. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna Darkblast this on our upkeep, and we're gonna dredge Darkblast back into our hand. And then we're gonna Darkblast the Birch Lore and pass. Collector Roof is fine. It's sadly not Darkblastable. So I'm not going to bring that back. So I'm going to ponder, I think, looking for a 3rd land. Not finding it. I'm not going to shuffle here. Okay, well, we found it. And I'm going to probably go with Pack Rat. Uh-oh. Don't have Swords to Plowshares. Yep. So they attack. Not gonna dredge. So I am going to discard Deep Analysis here. And I'm going to attack. So, are they going to serve in with the oof? Nope. Okay. So I am going to dredge Darkblast now. And then I'm going to Deep Anal myself. Strong. And then I'm going to swing in with the team here. If they choose to block, which I don't think they will, we can Darkblast it. And I'm going to suspend ProfaneTutor. So we can still like lose if they are able to get a natural order off next turn. So you might argue we should just be going for like a Doomsday line here as soon as possible, but I don't know. I got lured by the rat. This is such a sweet card. All right, our opponent took a bit of a break and is now back. So they go X equals 2, so I guess that's probably Elvish Visionary. I'm going to let that happen. They could also obviously get a 1-drop and get like Shepherd or whatever, but okay, so they choose to cycle and get a 1/1 into play. Okay, so we take 2. Remove a counter here. All right, let's draw. Yeah, blue card is sweet. So we can discard Doomsday to grow our army of rats. And we got Darkblast to blast Alzor's Shepherd, and then double force to force whatever they were trying to push through. All right. There we go. Pass. Symbiote, sure. So if they have Shepherd and Business Spell now, we can't really stop them. But they just had the Business Spell. So I am going to kill the Symbiote. And then I'm going to dredge. Oh, hang on. Oh, wait, I get to pick a card. Right, okay, that draws the concession, yeah. So, not gonna lie, quite pleased that Pack Rats got there at the end, though I am a little bit sad that the one matchup I actually packed this whole sideboard plan for didn't, like, the one match against that, or at least a related matchup in Jeskai Ragavan, that it didn't really pay off. But it's fun to play. I always enjoy having sort of alternative win conditions that sort of sidestep the traditional Doomsday hate. And I do think, like, having, as you saw here with Darkblast, having like really strong recursive removal against a deck like Elves is really good. Like I remember playing a lot of matches with lists where I had Plague Engineer in the sideboard, not for the Elves matchups necessarily, but it just incidentally completely hosed them. And I think Darkblast is not as strong, but it is pretty strong. Yeah, so with that, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.